Today I have an exciting package to open for you, and you've already seen the title and thumbnail, so let's take this old knife here and just get right on into it. Alienation has pegs now. The Alienation Dissent Peg is available now. And we're going to open it up here and talk a little bit about it today. So, let's get into the box. Got some paper. Oh, we have the retail packaging here. So, in this packaging, we've got 4 pegs. Let's set the box aside and we'll take a look at the packaging first. So, as we can see here, Alienation Dissent 4140 chromoly steel peg. These things are 4140 and they're post-machine heat treated. That means these things are made into their shape and then they're heat treated after the fact, which has a huge impact in comparison to pegs that are heat treated before they're machined, in how they slide and just how they feel in grinds. So let's get these things open and talk a little bit more about them. There's a lot of technology in these pegs. They are available now, as I've said, and they are $19.99 sold individually. So $19.99 each. We can see here, Dissent Peg Alienation Bicycle components. First thing I want to show here, they've got 3 anti-roll pins on them. That is a huge thing for me, because for some reason in my entire riding life, I've never been able to keep pegs from rotating on me when I do fakie grinds. It just doesn't work out. Having these roll pins definitely is a must for me. They also are all 14mm drilled, and they all come with the 3/8 axle adapter that goes into the peg. Next thing about these things is the internal shape. They are internally butted, meaning that the end here is thicker and the end here is thicker as far as thickness on the actual peg itself goes. And then the middle is a little bit skinnier. I'm sure that has impacts on grinding, but it also has impacts on strength and weight. So the next thing that we have to talk about here is that they have a manganese phosphate coating on them. That also impacts how they slide. A lot of technology into these pegs. So they're 4.5 inches long. And I thought, since the weight isn't yet official on the website yet, let's take a scale and weigh one. But first, let's take another 4.5-inch chromoly peg and get a weight on it, because as you can see here, this peg has a tiny diameter in comparison. This is 1.25 inches. This is 1.5 inches. So let's get a weight on it. Hopefully it'll stand up. So right around 8.5 ounces on this one. Now, let's take the Alienation, which definitely feels lighter, and it's 5.9 ounces. So we are seeing a pretty big difference here. I mean, that's like 2.5 ounces of a difference. Around your peg, that ends up being, if you ride all 4, that ends up being a 10-ounce difference, which is quite significant. Even just 2 pegs, a 5-ounce difference, which can make a big deal in the weight on your bike. So if you care about that, well, there's that. As we said too, they have a very small diameter, but your sockets will fit in here. And I'm excited to get these things on my bike. As I said, they are available now, $19.99 price point. There's a lot of technology built into these things to make them the best possible peg that you can pretty much get, honestly. 4.5 inches is the perfect length, at least in my opinion. And it's what I enjoy riding, so it's what I have now. And I think that you guys will probably enjoy this too if you're a steel peg kind of rider. Steel is real. These things, I'm excited to get on my bike and try them out, see how they slide. And I'll keep you guys updated, but for now, we're going to get these things actually put on my bike. And as you saw, we have 4 of them, so front brake bike? Exactly. Stay tuned. All right, so we got the bike now. First things first, we're going to put one of these pegs onto the front. But before we get to that, I want to show you how you swap where the anti-rotational pins are. It's very simple, but I do want this descent part to be facing where you can actually see it when you're looking at my bike. And to do that, we need to move this. So let's get this thing focused here. What you're going to do is take your Shout Out to Park Tool 5mm Allen, and you're just going to take this pin and loosen it. It's very simple. Then you're going to figure out where it needs to be. For that, I'm thinking this one right here. just screw it in. And this is also something you want to do periodically when you're riding, just so you can keep the longevity of your peg as long as possible. I tighten these down pretty good because sometimes they do want to come loose. And there we go. So now it's exactly where it needs to be for whenever I put it onto the front to be able to see it. So let's move the camera and then get the front peg off. All right, here we are. Now let's get this off of here with our 17mm socket. Oh, I just tightened this because it came loose on me at Ray's. And I made sure it wouldn't come loose again. So we're going to take this all the way out. These Grindworks pegs that I was riding have suited me great. But now it's time for something different. So let's take this Dissent peg and our adapter here. We're going to put the adapter onto the bolt and put the bolt into the peg. And there we go. Screw it right back in. Our anti-rotation pin puts it facing upward. Could it be better? No. It's good as it's going to get. It's a very simple process here, but I figured I would show it. Fresh pegs means wall double peg and wall ice picks because they can stick much better. There we go. Front peg is on. Such a simple process. Looks very clean and new. So now we need to move to the back and put the back on. All right, at the back of the bike here, and first thing we just need to loosen up this rear end. Oh, that was not tight enough. I don't like that. This peg is much more worn in, much better used. I use my rear peg a lot more than I use my front peg. So you can see it's pretty friggin' beat down. I mean, it's oval at this point from all the stuff where I'm smashing ice picks and everything. So let's just, put on a brand new Dissent peg. I already have the logo placement with the anti-rotate pin. So that's all good. Don't need the adapter for the back here. So we just pretty much put this thing on here. Make sure our wheel's centered and tighten it up. Fresh pegs are great. And I'm very excited that Alienation is making all of these products that I'm stoked to ride. These 4.5-inch pegs are what I ride. Metal pegs are what I ride. They're light. I'm stoked on that now. They've got the rotation pins, which is exactly what I need. So it's exactly what I want in a peg. And I'm very stoked that Alienation is making this. And I think that you guys will be stoked on these as well. So that's pretty much it. We got the pegs on there. They're fresh, they're new, they're going to grind great. I'm excited to go and try them out for the first time. Probably going to be outside at the skate park, so I'll do some grinding there. That video probably won't come out for a while, but it'll be a nice reminder in a month or two that these pegs are available and that you can get them for $19.99 each, 4.5 inches, 4140 chromoly, post-machine, heat-treated, butted on the inside for weight savings, and they're a 1.25 diameter, making them extra light at, 5 point something ounces versus the 8.5 ounces or 8 point something ounces of the other peg that I weighed. So check them out. Get them if you want to. Get all four, ride all four. Steel is real. Thank you for watching. Follow Alienation on Instagram. Subscribe here if you haven't yet. And I hope that means we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Goodbye.